Hey guys, my Alpine is finally here. So I took the car straight from the dealership into XPEL Malaysia. And now the reason is because not only I want to detail my car, I want to preserve its qualities, the way it looks. This car is a special edition Alpine A110. It is the Legion GT. So it's not only 400 of them, but this color scheme is even rarer than the 400. It's mercure silver and it has those gold accents around the car. And what better way to protect the car than using XPEL Malaysia's products? So in this video, I'm going to show you what products I'll be using, why I'm using it, and how do I prepare my car for its abuse and for it to be admired, right? More of that in this video. Okay, so the paint correction process is over and now the car is looking nice and shiny. So the next step is to protect its pristine condition. What better way to do that than using PPF? When it comes to PPF installation, not all of it is the same, right? Just because you paid for PPF doesn't mean you're going to get the same quality as another installer. There's some nuances. I want to walk you through these processes to see what are the things that you want to pay attention to when installing PPF. We're going to use pre-cut PPF as all XPEL Malaysia installation does. There is a debate that goes on around, and some people say that hand-cut PPF requires more skill because it can go around the edges and make sure that it goes nicely around the car without leaving any, exposed PPF edges. This is a very important topic. I prefer to have my car be pre-cut for maximum protection. So let me explain. See, a PPF has a few layers of construction. Now, of course, you got the adhesive that sticks to the car, and then you have the TPU, which is the bulk of the protection. It is that plastic that gives you the protection, right? In this case, if you choose Ultimate Plus 8, there's 8 mils of protection. And on top, you have the top coat. Now, what happens if you use hand cut? Because it's not accurate, you might have to stretch to get around the edges, the curves, and so on and so forth. And when you do that, you thin the TPU. So what happens to be an 8 mil protection becomes like thinner and thinner. Okay, that's number one. Number two, when you stretch it, the top part, which is the top coat, is like a clear coat to your paint. Now, when you stretch that, you break that top coat and it becomes porous. So you lose the protection, and that's why some PPF you'll see, they start to crack, they start to change color because the top coat that's supposed to protect the PPF gets damaged in that stretching process. But not for pre-cut. See, when you pre-cut, it goes nicely on top, just like what the technicians are doing right now. And all they gotta do is make sure the edges gets cut away and then tucked in around the side. Now we're installing PPF on one of the most important part of the car, which is the bonnet. Not only it gets exposed to a lot of danger, stone chips, etc., but it's also one of the more pronounced area of the car from the front, okay, big surface area. Now when it comes to installing PPF, there are some nuances that are very important. So when it comes to the edges, now this is where it might spark some debate, but it's also important to pay attention to this. Now take a look at this. It seems like, on the first glance, the installer must have cut too much of PPF away from this edge and now exposing this corner over here. Actually, this is done deliberately, right? People from XPEL USA come in to train, right? The expert installers and trainers on the little nuances when it comes to PPF installation, okay? When they cut this edge over here, okay, there's a reason. Now imagine if this PPF extends all the way out. It's impossible to wrap it inside here. So when they cut this, they have one adhesion this way and one adhesion the other way. What happens now is that you have a nice hole onto the edge. Whereas this corner here is cut for a reason, because there's no place for an extra PPF to hook underneath over here. And even if you do right now, in a couple of days, it's going to pop up. So it is absolutely normal, and a good installer will ensure a little bit cut off on the edge here to ensure the side gets tucked in. I'll show the end results in a moment. Okay, but this is so important because a lot of people might say, hey, my installer didn't do that on the corner, but that's actually a proof that the installer knows what they're doing. Now, one of the very common things that happen with PPF installations is that the edges, the PPF would tend to bump up or click up after a period of time because that's how TPU is. It's a little bit stubborn. So what XPEL has gone and done is to invent this thing called PPF edge prep. How you use this is that you kind of draw a little bit of this extra adhesive around the inside of the edge, and when you tuck it in, you get more adhesive and it holds on longer, so it doesn't have that tucking out that happens with your PPF, right? So I'm going to pass in to the technician and let him do the work.
Run it up.
So after a painstaking 2.5 days, PPF is finally installed on all panels of the Alpine. Now, we're going to take the protection to the next level. We're going to install coating on top of the PPF. Now, some of you are probably thinking, Thomas, why would you want to install ceramic coating on top of PPF? Shouldn't PPF do the job already? Well, remember, PPF job is mainly to protect from stone chips, rock chips, physical damage to the car. But there's another element of exposure our car has when it goes out there, right? It's harsh UV rays, heat, iron fallout, dirt, all sort of things that can adhere to the PPF. See, PPF is still a plastic. In the end, it still expands and shrinks, and it might hold on to some of the dirt. So what I always want to do for my PPF is to install ceramic coating on top of it. So that will give it an extra layer and resistance to all those dirt, all those contamination. And here's the best part, it makes it easy to clean. Now with that, I want to show you the whole range of ceramic coating that can be installed on your car, because XPEL really means it when they say protect everything you love. So let me show you some of the ceramic coatings. Those are all the different kind of ceramic coatings you can install on your car. Okay, and they're all formulated differently to suit different parts of a car. Now the biggest part of the car, of course, is your paint or your PPF. So this is Fusion Plus ceramic coating. This one you can install directly on the paint, but it's also specifically designed for PPF adhesion. Okay, so this is the one that you probably use the most. But there's also a new one called Fusion Plus Ceramic Coating Premium. Now this one I got installed on my Spyder, and my god, the gloss is amazing. And what I really like about the ceramic coating from XPEL is that it's not only hydrophobic, it likes to shift water away from the car. See, it's nice to have those little hydrophobic beads, but when the water stays in the car, it forms watermarks. So the sheeting of the water, removal of the water is really quick, so that prevents you from having watermarks. Okay, talking about paint and PPF, there's another one called satin, right? So this one is specifically designed to bond onto satin surface. So, you know, like AMG, you have those nice matte rough surface. This is the one to use for it. Plus, it goes really well with XPEL's Stealth PPF as well, right? The one with the matte finish. Now, for the rest of it, let me take you to the rest of the car to show you. So, this part needs to be protected. These are plastic trims all over the car. Now, this car has less, but some other brands have a lot more plastic trims. And over time, exposed to UV rays, this can actually change color and it will look really old and tired. So what we want to have is this ceramic coating installed on your car. This one is specifically designed for plastic and trims. Okay, so all these little black parts will get protected so that it will put up to the abuse of the weather. Look at those beautiful wheels, right? So not only is it special edition, this one has the GT Legion gold hinge to it, okay? So this part of the car gets exposed to a lot of harsh abuse, not only the heat that comes from the brakes, but also all the brake dust, okay? And if you don't take care of them well, it will start etching into the paint. And as you can see, if it etches into this gold, it will ruin its aesthetic, alright? So here we have the Fusion Plus ceramic coating for wheels and calipers. Now this is specifically designed to take that high heat from this area, unlike the normal paint and PPF coating, right? In that way, I can preserve its looks, make it nice and classy as long as I own this car. So the last part will be the windscreen and the glass, alright? Now, when you expose this to a lot of water and it dries up and stuff, you get watermarks. And those watermarks can be really nasty in blurring your view. It will just not look good at all, right? So it can be dangerous, in my opinion, if you don't protect it to prevent watermarks. So that's why XPEL has this Fusion Plus coating specifically designed for glass. Okay, and I got this installed on my Spyder. After 3 years, it still shifts water like crazy and no evidence of watermark, right? So this is a very important thing to install on your car. And guess what? XPEL has specially formulated one to protect this part of your car as well. So there you have it, guys. The car is completely detailed and also protected with XPEL's products. In this way, I can go out and just really enjoy my car with a full peace of mind. And talking about enjoyment, I can't wait to drive this car. You know, the last few days has been a bit agonizing because it's like you have your food right in front of you, but you can't eat it. So before I go out and trash this car and enjoy it, let's talk about some of the details of the products that I've used on this car, right? So we've got Ultimate Plus PPF all over the car. I got 8 mils on all panels except for the front bumper, which takes the most abuse. That one I have the strongest protection. That's Ultimate Plus 10 PPF with 10 mils of protection, okay? So something that you want to consider when you're going to do a lot of B roads, a lot of road trips, especially when your car is low, takes a lot of abuse, okay? So all the headlamps, lights, they are all protected with PPF. On top of that, we have the ceramic coating. We talked about it before. One thing you want to do is to really protect the PPF and ensure it's easy to clean. The Fusion Plus ceramic coating just enhances the gloss, hydrophobicity, and ensure cleaning is easy as well. And not to mention as well, all the trims, the calipers, all the plastic stuff, they're all protected with specific ceramic coating for those parts as well. And that's especially important when you got all these beautiful decals on the car. Oh my god, I love the details. Last but not least are the window tints. So I'm using Prime XR Plus specifically for this car for a few reasons. Number one, not only has amazing heat rejection, it is amazing in its clarity. Not only my experience, but some of my friends who use XR Plus, they feedback to me, it feels like HD vision, okay? And one of the other benefits is that from the outside in, you can also see the car. Especially when you have those beautiful seatbelt seats, those tobacco tan color. I just want to show it off. I think the XR Plus really does a good job in protecting my interior and also showing off the interior as well. Okay, so with that, that's what it takes to really protect the car. You can find out more information about XPEL products. Put a link in the description below to contact your nearest authorized dealer to find out a quote for your car. In my experience, it is the best way to protect your car using XPEL's products, okay? With that, the final thing I gotta do right now is to enjoy my car. I can't wait to drive this car, so I'm gonna head off and take it up to my favorite routes and tell you more about this car in my channel, right? So stay tuned for more content like this. If you enjoyed this content, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and let me know in the comments below. What do you think about the Alpine A110? And also, what do you think about XPEL's products? If you have any questions about it, please hit me up in the comments below as well. As always, love you guys. Keep it 100%. Peace out.